All right, this video is going to show you how you can use your Outlook calendar, which is included with your GV email account. You have this access. It's going to show you how you can use that to manage your due dates and reminders of upcoming assignments, quiz, and test dates, that kind of thing. To get into your Microsoft Outlook calendar, all you need to do is open your GV email from the My View link to the GV email on Microsoft 365. That'll take you into email. And then when you're in email, you want to mouse over the lower left-hand corner of the screen and click on the calendar icon right here. And that's going to take us to the calendar that is linked to your email with your GV account. From the calendar, we want to first, before we start setting up anything, double check to make sure that the time zone of the calendar is set correctly. And so you can do that by clicking this settings button right here and then looking for the current time zone to see if that's set correctly. It looks like I'm set to Central Time Zone, which is the time zone here in Des Moines. So I'm all set. I'm correct on that. If you need to make a change though, you can select the appropriate time zone from this menu. But since I'm good, I'm going to close out of my settings. And now I'm going to start plugging in some of my upcoming due dates and important reminders that I have for tests and quizzes, things like that. So let's say that I have a quiz this Friday. You'll notice that I'm clicking up here in the kind of date area. This is where you can set an all-day event that isn't tied to a specific time of day. For due dates, I prefer to have them up in that part of the calendar so that if I want to use the rest of it for actual meeting times, I can reserve the rest of the calendar, the specific time blocks for those sorts of things, and just set my reminders as being associated with the day. So that's how you do that. You click up there right by the date, right above the breakdown of the hour by hour sort of view of the calendar. And then I'm going to go ahead and I have a quiz coming up, let's say in my Math 096 class. And so I'm just going to create that event right here with a really simple name that makes sense to me. If I want to add a description of what the quiz is going to cover, I can include that in this description area right here. And then I'm going to check on the More Options area because this is where I can set if I need the event to repeat or if I want to receive reminders or notifications of the event. And so what I'm going to do is I actually, for something like a quiz where I expect to have something like that each week, I'm going to say that I want a reminder of that the day before. And so I can set that as the day before at 9 a.m. You can have it the day before at 5 p.m. If you want to create an email reminder, you can set that at a custom time. And so if I really want to get fancy and have a super specific time that I want that to come to me, if their options don't work, I can always do that as my option. But I'm actually just going to go with the regular notification option. I'm going to get the day before notification at 5 p.m. I look at the rest of it, and then I'm going to go ahead and click Save up here. And so now I have my Math 096 quiz, and then I'm going to get a notification, an alarm that's associated when I have my calendar and my email open on my computer. I'll be able to see that. That's also going to help us out if you have the Outlook app. You'll be able to get those reminders on your phone if you've had those notifications enabled. Let me show you a couple of other things. Let's say that I have a paper that's due a couple of weeks from now on Friday, February 12th. So this is a paper maybe for my English composition class, paper number 1 due. Again, if I wanted to plug in a description, I could do that here. I'm going to click on More Options once again. And with this, because this is a little more major than a quiz, I might actually want my reminder to come a little bit sooner. And so I'm going to have this reminder come to me a week before at 9 a.m. so that I get a nudge to start working on this in the week before it's due. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. This week, well, and actually the current week and all others, I'm going to make a note that on Tuesdays, I actually have a discussion board post for my sociology class. And the thing about my discussion board posts is I actually have to do those every Thursday by 1 p.m. And that's something that's recurring. I have to do that every single week, but maybe I want a notification, or I want that kind of in my roadmap. The nice thing about this calendar is that if we go into that more options view, you have this option to set a repeating event. And so if you have something that's due every single week, if you have a discussion board post, or if you have a quiz that happens, or if you need to turn in a journal assignment every week, or even every 2 weeks, you can play around with the repeating options so that you don't have to include, put each of those instances in by hand. I'm going to go ahead and set the end date for this so it doesn't continue into the summer. I'm going to take that through the end of this semester because that's how long I know I have to be doing those. And then I'll go ahead and click save. For those, I want my reminder to come the day of at 9 a.m. So I'm just going to have that be something that comes up in the morning for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save on that. And then we can see that that has set up the event for this Thursday. But if I look out at next Thursday, it's on there once again, and then so on and so on for the rest of the semester. So that's a really simple, quick tutorial of how you can use your Outlook calendar that you already have access to with your GV Outlook and Microsoft 365 account. This is really handy because it's something that is tied to your email already. And using tools that don't require us to do a lot of setup makes it more likely that we're going to use them and get some value from them. So I encourage you to give this a try if you want a more technological solution to due dates. Thank you and enjoy.